Who's Josh Scogan?
Josh Scogan is an American musician and is currently the vocalist and guitarist for 68.
Oh, God. No, better lovers.
Welcome to episode 68 of the Ragamuffin Music Podcast.
No.
Hello, I'm Alex.
I'm James.
And I'm Dan.
We're the Ragamuffins, and this is episode 68 of the Ragamuffin Music Podcast, a place for us to talk about the music that we love.
On this episode, we're reviewing the brand new EP from Guilt Trip, as well as songs from President, Wage War, and more.
And we'll be taking a little look at the Download Festival lineup.
Right, I think this was released shortly after we did the last podcast. We've got Don Broco with Nightmare Tripping, featuring Nickelback.
Now, that's a feature that I never thought I'd live to see.
No, this wasn't a pairing I ever imagined. What do we think?
I love it.
I love it too.
I love it. I think this is the best of the singles so far. It feels like a real journey of a song. Like the key change in the final chorus, the heaviness, the synthy stuff, the vocals. This is like quintessential and definitive Broco with a nice little touch from Nickelback. I feel like the feature as well doesn't like define the song and take away from anything that Broco have done. It just adds like enough that it needs to and doesn't outstay its welcome. I think it's perfect. I love this song so much.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I like how kind of deliberately jarring it is at times. Like from the way that, if you think about like how the song starts to where we get by the time we're in that first chorus, you wouldn't even think that they're the same song, which I think is kind of maybe the point. I think if you think about like just the words of Nightmare Tripping, I think it's supposed to be like deliberately disorienting and kind of a bit all over the place, sort of by choice, which I think is why the feature works so well, because it almost feels like, it's going to sound silly, but it feels like Chad Kroger's voice is like sort of an angel coming in to try and sort of wake you up from the nightmare that you're in, and then it's like, oh no, you're back to being fucked again, like, it's all shit. Here's a fucking bit more nightmare.
I'm enjoying that Rob is screaming a lot more on this album so far as well.
I like heavy Broco, you know. Yeah. I think it has felt like it's sort of been on that trajectory. Like Amazing Things was heavier than Technology was heavier than the one before, I think.
It's so weird to think that this is the same band that did Automatic.
Yeah, and I love Automatic. Yeah, but like, it is strange. But I think this is
miracle cure.
Incredible.
I think especially when you think about Don Broco as a live band, because that I think is where they completely excel. So stuff like this live is going to be fucking mad. I can't wait.
Boys, I think they've done it. We have a Don Broco song that I actually kind of like.
Yeah.
Finally, there's one song by Broco that I kind of enjoy. The heavier elements to it obviously just appeal to me a lot more. The riffs in it are really nice. And my immediate thought listening to it was the live setting. Even though I've not been a fan of Broco before, I can appreciate they are an incredible live band and have such a power over a crowd. This song fits in perfectly with how they present themselves on stage and the energy and the performance that they give. So I might have to listen to the album properly and go proper in depth with this when it comes out. The feature works amazingly well. Your analogy is, I think, perfect for that, the way that kind of Chad comes into it. And it's good to have a feature that we've talked about before. It's not just like a token feature. It's much more integrated within the song, which makes it much more enjoyable and you can kind of take more away from it. So yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised.
I'm enjoying as well how Broco have evidently deliberately gone down a bit of a darker, almost a bit more serious route, but there's still room for kind of their playfulness and their humour as well. Like just featuring Nickelback is already quite funny. But even though this is a really like beautifully written and like kind of serious and ambient song, but there's still some like silly bits in there, like the and like some of the playful synth stuff is really, really fun. And I can't wait for this album. I think it has potential, even though we've already had quite a lot of singles from it. I think it's got potential to maybe be an album of the year contender. There's no official track list released yet for the upcoming album, but I've seen a very, very blurry image of the vinyl, which I can just about make out the words featuring Sam Carter.
Ooh.
And just above that, what looks like featuring Malevolence.
Ooh.
So
Very
we
nice.
certainly could be looking at some heavy songs on this upcoming album.
Exciting.
Speaking of Malevolence, they released a song called Silhouette.
They have.
They have great segue, by the way, but we're not going to
Thanks,
address
man.
it. They were sneaky in their rollout for this. Did you guys see?
They hid it like in a merch link
Mm.
on their Instagram story from what
Yes.
I saw.
Naughty.
And I did see, just of note, I believe this is like a recording left over from the last album as well.
Cool.
I do think that some people were disappointed that they just wanted to buy the merch. They didn't necessarily need a new song. They just wanted
Yeah.
they just liked the
Can we get a
jacket.
t-shirt?
But no, this is showcasing something that I really love about Malevolence, which is they're great at doing the all-out, heavy, crazy stuff. But when they get all like melodic with the vocals, when they write a bit of a ballad, I think they excel at that as well.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I've always liked about Malevolence is the almost kind of surprising range that they've got, even though those kinds of songs have been evident in their discography like throughout. Do you know what I mean? Like they've had things like Higher Place and The Other Side. Couldn't think what it was called then. They've had those kind of songs for since going way back, but it's still always nice for them to sort of flex this muscle sort of musically. And I think it's nice. I think it would have complemented the album nicely had it been on there, but I think it's also equally as nice for it to just be what it is as a standalone thing.
Yeah, I haven't got much more to add, to be fair. It was just really kind of intriguing to hear them kind of explore this territory of their sound a bit more. There are bands that I feel can be quite unpredictable. You can kind of easily say, yeah, they've got a distinct sound, and there's a lot that's identifiable with Malevolence music, but I think they are very creative in exploring new ways that they can push that sound forwards. Obviously, we've just had the album out last year, new singles. So I'm not expecting anything else majorly new at the moment, but it does make me excited to see what kind of realms they could play with in the future.
Great band. Future Bloodstock headliner. I'll keep
guaranteed.
saying it until it
They
happens.
should be doing it now.
We have got another new song from President, following from the King of Terrors EP that was last year. It's Angel Wings. Let's go to our resident president hater, James.
I feel like for a large part it's a song that is ghost written by Sleep Token, to be honest, and I would say that exactly from me or from them.
From you.
Let's go to a certain point in the song, shall we? This to me is exactly what would be on a Sleep Token album, and it sounds exactly what's on there. Now, I'm definitely very clear that I'm not a Sleep Token fan anymore, and I'm not just making it as a lazy comparison. To me, it just genuinely doesn't feel like, apart from President's vocals, or if we're going to say Charlie's vocals, come on, everyone knows. It's too obvious now. Apart from that being a distinctive factor musically, this doesn't genuinely really feel any different to what some of Sleep Token have done. The genty riffs that you have in there, the way they're mixing up genres with it, I know for some people they'll just be like, oh yeah, but it's different. To me, genuinely musically, they cross over too much. There is nothing that I'm finding actually distinct at the minute with President's music from anything Sleep Token have done. And it is the easiest comparison to make, I know that. But to me, there's nothing actually exciting in this song. There really isn't. It's a cool song, but there's nothing that I feel is different that breaks them out of the mold or tries to push them out of the shadow that I feel that they're in. And this track genuinely just does absolutely nothing for me.
I really like President, and this is my new favourite President song.
Really?
I love the bit. I like the bit in the breakdown that goes boop 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 boop. I think it's really fun. I really enjoy it. I think Charlie's vocals, I think the vocalist's vocals, the president's vocals, Mr. President, your vocals are incredibly strong, iconic, sound brilliant. They don't help themselves to avoid the Sleep Token comparisons by using the guitar tone that they're using here, by doing the kind of transitions between the verses and the choruses and things. But I'm sure I've said this before, and I'll say it again. this is clearly just someone just having fun with their songwriting and just having like, hey, yeah, let's do a masked band. Yeah, this will be fun. Let's just do all this. And sure, yeah, Sleep Token comparisons are obvious. Like, it's always going to happen, but I don't think they care. I think I'm sure they're like a big fan of Sleep Token. Probably have taken some degree of inspiration from them. I mean, they're on the same management team as well. But I'd also actually argue that this could have been a Fight Star song. I think there's elements in here that are really similar to what Fight Star were doing years ago. So it could well be that some of this project is from
like leftover
so,
material.
yeah, or going, hey, I've written some Fight Star songs. Do you want to do Fight Star again? And maybe the rest of the band have gone, nah, I don't fancy it. So maybe they've been taken up by this project.
Go on.
Well, no, I don't particularly have like strong feelings about this song in particular, but I think with the whole Sleep Token thing, it's like that's a genre. Everyone's just rediscovered what a genre is. I think you could name any band, and someone could turn around and say they sound like a different band. That's the whole point of having like a style. Do you know what I mean? Is it a bit on the nose? Yeah, I think that's fair. But like, you could take, modern Spirit Box and say that it sounds like, early era Architects. Not early era, you know what I mean? Peak era Architects.
Yeah. I think it's just following the trend that we've theorised before of band has a breakthrough.
Yeah.
Everyone starts either copying or being inspired by that and making similar sounding music.
Yeah.
It's why Architects changed their sound after releasing Doomsday. It's probably one of the reasons why Bring Me the Horizon started experimenting a bit more. And yeah, now it's happening with bands like Sleep Token and Bad Omens leading the way. There's going to be bands that are copying what they do.
I just feel like if you were to like keep all the instrumentals, keep all the lyrics, just change the vocalist, and you'd put it on a Sleep Token album, it just feels too copy paste. I get like taking inspiration.
Yeah, but you could do the same with swap Sam Carter and Courtney on Tsunami Sea and the latest Architects album.
Or on Yellow Jacket.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just feel like there's taking inspiration and there's kind of copying. There's too many elements in it that I feel are just the same. For me.
That's fine.
I can see the comments already.
Hey, bring them on. Go for it. Like, people are going to enjoy it, and that's fine. Like, that kind of music especially isn't really for me anymore. It's not anything I enjoy. But from my perspective, musically, that doesn't get me excited now. I'm intrigued to kind of see the live performance at Slam Dunk if they didn't clash with anyone else I want to go and see. But like actually to go back and want to re-listen to it, there isn't anything for me that's innovative, that's exciting, that isn't something I've just heard before. Bring on the comments.
Hot Mulligan, new song. I don't think it's the right time for Emojis. I don't think I've said this before. Didn't care for their most recent album. I feel like I went through a bit of Hot Mulligan fatigue. I don't know if maybe they were releasing too much of a short space of time. But a lot of their songs were starting to sound a bit samey, like they kind of had the same ideas, and we're just repeating them. But I'm glad they've released this song separate to the album, because it's kind of given me the chance to actually listen to it kind of over and over again and actually absorb it a bit. And I've really enjoyed it. And it's maybe making me think I need to revisit the recent album and give it a bit more time, a bit more of a chance. Because although they've not done anything crazily different with this song, it feels like a bit more of their slightly more stripped back stuff. It's not quite as high energy, I feel. But because I've been able to listen to it on its own, I've enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. So yeah, maybe that's my sign to listen to the previous album a bit more. Maybe I'll love it more.
We share a brain sometimes. Wow. I completely agree. I really, really enjoyed the album Why Would I Watch? Mm-hmm. I thought it was stacked, like really, really stacked from start to finish. And I think like my issue with the follow-up album is that, firstly, I think it felt like it came around really quickly following from Wild I Watch, and it felt like it was just the ideas from that album, but just run again and maybe not run with the same degree of.
But I felt like it had like less hooks and less
sure,
less sing-alongs and kind of less iconic moments.
I don't want to go as far as to say it's like a Why Would I Watch B-sides, but it's kind of approaching that vibe. You know what I mean? It's like I've heard all these ideas before, but like executed better. So I agree, and I kind of thought when this came out, I was like, they've released a lot, like lately. But again, I think I completely agree with you. Being able to listen to this in isolation from like a fuller body of work has helped this song sort of sit with me in a different way. The intro to it sounds like the start of like a Hold an Absence song. Like it sounds like way out of their sort of wheelhouse, and then it sort of comes back when it sort of kicks in properly. It's like the familiar sort of vibe of them comes back in, which I think is a nice way of sort of just dabbling with sort of a different vibe, I guess, really. And I think, like you said, this one has a bit more, I guess, maybe restraint as far as like its energy, which therefore sort of, I mean, the lyrics are always pretty heavy for Hot Mulligan stuff, but I think the instrumentation and the vibe and just the tempo being a bit slower allows for the vocals to sort of take up a bit more of your attention, which is what I really like about this song. And again, like you, I think this is giving me a good kick up the arse to maybe revisit that album and see if I feel a different way about it this time around.
Next up, we have another new King 810 song. They're just rolling out things constantly.
Was it 2 albums last year?
I think it might even be
like a
3.
part 1 or part 2?
It might even be 3. I think they were looking at doing a certain amount in a small space of time. A lot of the albums were recorded all live in front of like fans, which is quite a cool thing. Take It on the Chin. Now, I've ended up going back and revisiting a lot of old King recently, and like, while I love the variety of what they can do, I feel they've kind of done this thing better before, and I think that's something you'll agree with. I love kind of David Gunn's voice in these kind of songs because I feel it's strangely hypnotic and can really like draw you into the track and you kind of get enveloped within it. But kind of like Devil Don't Cry is a much better version of something like this. So I can kind of enjoy it to a degree, but I wonder if doing too much in a short space of time is kind of harming the overall kind of quality of the music they could be producing. I feel like there's been a nice kind of more resurgence more recently with a lot of their music, especially with like Rust Belt New Metal, the first one that came out. And that I very much enjoyed. I didn't really get into like AK Concerto 37 and Suicide King. So I've kind of enjoyed some of the more recent music, but I feel like too much is coming out and it's harming the overall product of the music for me.
That's quite interesting, because I'm about to kind of contradict myself with what I said with Hot Mulligan, because my issue there was it felt like their output was kind of a bit crazy and very high volume of stuff. King 810, like, first things first, the first 2 albums,
Bang.
Flawless. I think those are 2 of the most exciting sort of emerging metal albums that people have made in sort of since the 2010s.
Mm-hmm.
Every release since then, I've sort of been able to look at King 810 as a bit of like a pick and mix of like, they're going to do everything. They're really difficult, especially now in the last sort of, since the pandemic, very difficult to pin down into, you know, one specific corner of alternative music, which I think is a very deliberate thing. And I think it allows, as a listener, I find it quite easy to just be like, give something a spin. If I like it, chuck it in a playlist. If I don't like it, I can move on with my life. And I think that their high level of output actually makes that process for me as a fan quite easy, because it's just like, new King song to check out. Yeah, liked it. No, didn't like it. Whatever, move on with my life. Which, I don't know, I feel like, I mean, you said maybe they're like creatively pushing it but I feel like it's kind of the opposite. I think they're just on a run, sort of unbound by a genre or one specific idea. And I don't think that they're aiming for every single song to hit with every single fan. I think they're sort of deliberately being like, hey, if you're a fan of the pure metal shit, this one's for you. If you're a fan of the more hip-hop influenced stuff, this one's for you. If you're a fan of like the more ballady stuff like this one.
It's almost like a can't please everyone kind of attitude.
Yeah. I think the only people they want to please is themselves, and if people pick it up along the way, that to them is just a bonus.
Which is completely the right thing that artists should be doing in the first place. I would just say on that point, from like a fan perspective though, for me, I feel overwhelmed with the amount of like musical output that's come through, and that I'm like, amongst listening to all kinds of other music, which obviously we do a lot, I feel like I'm getting lost in terms of where I'm at with all these releases that they've been bringing out.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But I think also because of kind of like the subject matter as well, I think a lot of it's obviously so heavy at times that kind of being able to just sort of dabble in and out of it rather than getting like bogged down in it might kind of maybe be easier as a listener, if that makes sense. I think as far as the song goes, I like it. I think they're really good at doing a proper like throwback ballad vibe. I feel like no one nowadays makes just a straight up ballad. There's always a new take on it. Sometimes something's got a classic sound to it for a reason. I think this song could have come out as like an alternative ballad in like the 90s and people would have loved it.
It's almost got a bit of a Leonard Cohen vibe about it.
Yeah, it's cool, man. I like this song. I think it's cool. And I think if you stack it up against a lot of their other ballads, it all sort of fits together in a nice collection. That's the way that I sort of look at this one.
A late notice one today, Wage War dropped Song of the Swamp. Now they've been teasing music the past like week, 2 weeks.
Featuring Shrek.
And so when this dropped, I was immediately very excited to listen to it. And for a while, it feels like Wage War have been part of that Octane Core kind of revolution of bands that all sound the same.
Octane Core derogatory.
Yeah, in a bad way.
But it sounds so cool.
We're looking at you, Beartooth. You better fucking pick your game up.
Bad Omens.
I'm looking at you, Bad Omens.
All of that kind of stuff.
Who's the four horsemen of Octane Core?
Beartooth, Bad Omens.
It was Wage War.
Was
so I think
Wage
we can
War.
include them.
Bring Me.
No.
They'd be included within that.
No.
No, it's like my brain's thinking Thornhill, but not Thornhill. It's like just American metal.
Plotting You.
There you go.
Yeah,
He's got
that's a good one. That's a good one for it. Anyway,
I really like them though.
Yeah, sure. I like Beartooth. Don't get me wrong, but you are what you are.
Exactly. But on this to me feels like a track where they're turning around and being like, "Fuck being labelled Octane Core." It's more of a throwback towards albums like Dead Weight, but almost even going heavier than they've gone before. We're pushing beyond where they used to be. Britton's vocals are phenomenal. Hitting some of the highs that he's never hit before. The gutturals are coming through beautifully. Guitars just sound absolutely gorgeous. Breakdown towards the end is absolutely fucking phenomenal. And this is really making me excited for Wage War again. I kind of feel the last two albums being Manic and Pressure, I believe. They were all right. You're thinking? No, Manic and Stigma.
Okay.
Manic and Stigma. I thought there were like tracks on those that were okay, but it didn't really kind of make me happy as a Wage War fan, I guess is the right way of putting it. This makes me excited. We've got an EP coming out, which I'm loving the EP trend at the minute. It's wonderful to see bands kind of doing that. And so, yeah, I'm actually really, really fucking excited for what's going to happen for Wage War going forwards now, which I don't feel like I've been able to say for a really long time as a Wage War fan.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're probably in the minority because a lot of people do like sort of the Octane Core style, don't they? That's why it's played on the radio, do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's just nice to be like, do you remember that band that used to be really heavy? They're heavy again.
Do you remember Hollow?
Yeah. They sound sick, yeah. They sound
Youngblood?
really good.
Not Youngblood.
And again, yeah, the thing with EPs at the moment, I think, is You know, everyone's attention spans are cooked. Everything's so fast paced nowadays.
And everyone's attention spans are cooked as
yeah,
well.
and
Everything's so fast paced nowadays.
I think it's probably a conversation for another time, but this might be the way forward. If what we're about to talk about goes the way I think it's going to go, then EPs might be the way.
And what are we about to talk about, James?
We're going to talk about an EP. We're going to talk about God Forgives by Guilt Trip. Who wants to take the first?
Well, Alex is going to say that it's completely saturated with pinch harmonics and slides, but I don't care about that. I think it's brilliant that Guilt Trip have almost built a brand based on a guitar tone, like a recognisable guitar tone, recognisable pinch harmonics, and the fucking slide stuff going on. I can hear a song by Guilt Trip without knowing it and go, that's a Guilt Trip song, that. And I think in this day and age where hardcore and metalcore is a little saturated and there's a lot of bands making very similar sounding stuff, no one's making anything that sounds like Guilt Trip. And I think that is so good and so strong and potent and apparent on this EP.
I couldn't agree more.
Yes.
One of my criticisms of the album Severance was that it was like, by the time it was done, I was like, I never want to hear a fucking pinch harmonic ever again. But, you know, when it's across 3 songs and it's like a lot more concise and focused, I've got absolutely no problem with it. And like you said, I think, and this is not to diminish Jay's vocals, because he is a really sick hardcore vocalist, but it's rare for a band in this genre to be identifiable mostly by the instrumentation and by the style of riffing and the tone of the guitars. The 2 geezers that play guitar in this band just fucking rule. It's just riffs for days. I think also what I liked about this EP is the exploration of the melodic side was enough to sort of be intriguing, and it was enough to be like, okay, there's a sort of extra dimension to what they're doing now without compromising the heaviness and compromising like the sort of danceability, like hardcore danceability of this sound. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can still hear this and be like, I know when to 2-step, I know when to whatever, you know, mosh, I know when I want to fucking crowd kill like a mad prick. Perfect, yeah. Just a tight, concise little fuck you. Do you know what I mean? Thank you, Guilt Trip, I appreciate it.
Speaking of concise fuck yous, I love the lyric in this, which I'm about to butcher, but it's something like, God may forgive, but I fucking don't.
It's just tough, isn't it?
And that's just before, like, I don't know if you've seen like the double music video yet, but I think that's just before the bit where like the main character like sinks like a cross.
Oh, sick.
Into
I haven't
an
seen it
enemy.
yet.
That's all I'll say without spoiling the video.
I keep meaning to, because I'm always
it's
harping
cool,
about
yeah.
music videos, but I just haven't got around to it yet. But I will check it out. Is it just 2 of the songs out?
It's Dirt and Angel Eyes.
Sick. Oh yeah, because Burn was released
Right.
first prior. Yeah, of course.
No, I think you both have nailed it pretty much, to be honest. It was really enjoyable to listen to them. I've kind of been wanting to get into them more, pretty much since that Burn It Down No Barrier set last year.
You know what,
which
as well,
was
I will never forget
hella
that
fun.
set.
That is something I'm just going to remember, like, as soon as, like, looking over that barrier and seeing the front stage being built for it, I was like, okay, this is going to be something special. And we were like to kind of see a little bit behind the scenes of like them kind of preparing and getting ready for it. And then the way that was pulled off, it was absolutely phenomenal. So that's a set I'm going to remember for a very, very long time. But this has given me the perfect opportunity to kind of get more into them. And it was thoroughly enjoyable. And I'm all in. I believe, are they at Slam Dunk? I want to say.
You can say that if you want.
Yeah,
I
I want to say that.
Yeah, I want to say it.
Yeah,
as well.
I want to say they're at Slam Dunk. So it's one of those bands that I look at that lineup and I'm like, I need to go and see them. I've got such positive memories from before. Let's do it all over again.
They're another one of those bands like Graphic Nature, like Unpeople, that we see at festivals and on tours and stuff that just keep climbing as well.
Yeah.
I remember seeing them on I think the first band we saw at Outbreak in 2022 on the early entry day.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
sick.
And
That was really
Shit.
They were sick, but they didn't have a big crowd. So seeing them grow now to the point where, I mean, like, yeah, the last time we saw them, Burn It Down Festival, playing what could easily have been a headline set.
Yeah.
The Foundry was absolutely rammed, bodies flying all over the place.
Signed to Roadrunner as well.
Yeah, exactly, and them like blowing the speakers up at 2,000 Trees as well.
Yep.
Every time I've seen this band live, I've had such fond memories of it. And yeah, it's so cool to see them just climbing the ladder, making stuff like this EP and this double music video for it. Really, really, really excited to see what they continue to do.
And if you're watching, please God, put Broken Wings back in the set list, because they didn't play. I don't think they played it at Burn It Down.
No, I don't think
And
they
I
did.
fucking love that tune. So please, for me.
In the next 2 weeks, we have got Error with Silence Outlives the Earth.
Error,
We've got
Error.
Lamb of God with Into Oblivion, and Don Broco with Nightmare Tripping. What?
Is Broco actually that soon?
Yeah.
That totally passed me by.
I believe so.
I thought it was like May.
Maybe it's because
No.
we had quite a run of singles that we weren't that keen on, and then all of a sudden it's clicked at the end.
Oh, Don Broco. Yeah. Even though I've only just realised it's coming out. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. I think it's an album of the year contender.
Broco is going to be sick. I'm on a huge
Oh,
Lamb
good.
of God binge at the moment.
Same.
So psyched, because I all I want at the moment is to hear some sweet Willie Adler riffage.
Yeah, we had a conversation about it the other day when we realised we were both on a Lamb of God binge. I've been enjoying the new songs that have been coming out. It feels like older Lamb of God's back, which was interesting because I have watched the Downbeat with Mark Morton, where he said, I think Craig was saying, it feels like older Lamb of God. Did you go back and listen to the songs to kind of get a feel for it? And he was like, no, but I went back and listened to the music that was inspiring me during that time.
It's so
And that's where
interesting.
that was Mark Morton's mindset kind of coming into writing for Into Oblivion.
That's cool.
Which I absolutely loved. You mentioned about the Hardlaw episode with Randy, which I need to give
Watch
that a
it.
watch as well.
Essential viewing for any Lamb of God fans out
Yes,
there. I'd say.
so I'm very excited. I feel like I've finally finished grieving the Chris Adler removal from the band. Maybe.
No,
We'll see.
let's just crack on now. Oh, they're at Bloodstock, aren't they?
I'm tempted to go. I'm tempted to go. So, headline set.
That was a weird noise. Sorry, I don't know why I did that.
I liked it.
Headline in Bloodstock.
Gig talk.
I've been to one gig, which you were at.
I was there. Yeah.
I think you were there, but I think you may have been on stage.
Yep.
Yeah, what are you doing up there, man?
Yeah. You just stage invasion or?
Something like that. Yeah.
We got to see Worst Wishes play again. Hometown show at Fat Lil's.
Can I say?
What can you say about it?
It was good
Was
fun.
it?
Very
Enjoyed it?
Very good. Yeah. First time we had little drummer boy Glennie up the front with us this time.
Yep.
Singing and playing guitar. The singer is also the guitarist now. Just a one-off, I think. Though. Well, I don't know, to be honest.
See what happens?
Who knows? Play it loose. No, it was fun. We're eternally grateful to our boy Matt from the Ranch Studios who came down and played with us.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you to Bear Trap for having us on. Thank you to people of Whitney for selling the fucker out.
It was a lovely evening.
Yeah.
Lovely
Good.
evening.
Bear Trap's first ever show as well, as far as I'm aware.
And they smashed it.
Sold out.
Easy peasy.
Yeah. Great show. I think they had a couple of technical difficulties, but you go and see your first one. So if you're watching Bear Trap Boys, well done. Really good show.
They were so good that Glennie dislocated his thumb.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thumbs up from Glennie.
Wow.
And down. and all around. He's got no control over that thing now.
You've been to another gig, haven't you?
I saw Counterparts
Jealous.
at the O2 Institute in Digbeth, Birmingham. Had a really fun day beforehand as well. It's been a while since I did what we love to do on this channel, which is go to a gig, but like explore the area around beforehand, eat some good foods, just have some general shenanigans, and just have a really good time. And the gig itself was great as well. Counterparts obviously headlining. One Step Close, we missed God Complex. One Step Closer were awesome. I've seen them at Slam Dunk, seen them supporting Neck Deep. So it was interesting to see how versatile they are to go from like a pop punk setting to more of a hardcore setting. And they work equally as well in both of those scenarios. Crowd were great. Loads of two-stepping, as you'd expect. Loads of crowd surface for them. Really, really good. They were followed by Tsunami. My first time seeing them, and they were awesome. Obviously, they're a bit more in the hardcore side of things than Counterparts are. So there was lots of crowd killing. I watched from a safe distance, but I could see the limbs just flying around in the pit. All the fucking finger pointing that you could ask for. Really good response from the crowds, vocally as well, singing all the words. Really, really impressed with them. And then Counterparts just didn't really chat much. They just came out, played the set, absolutely killed it.
How are new songs live? New songs
live, heavy as fuck. Yeah, I love them. I mean, as heavy as they sound on record, really.
Sick.
It was I don't know if it was like a last night of tour thing, but they had like a nice little production set up where they had some like stained glass, like gothic church windows with some lighting behind them, some electric church candles
I think
stationed in front of them.
If it's the stained glass they had on the audio tree that they did,
I haven't watched that yet.
I think Kyle Brownlee made those himself.
Sick.
Like literally in his garage, he was making all the artwork for the live show.
But yeah, presumably they couldn't take all the candles home with them because they were lobbing them out into the crowd like gradually through the duration of the set. Some of them like more malicious than others. Yeah, a few of them were sort of just holding them up in the air and throwing them sort of underarm. Others, mostly kind of their tech crew, I think, were sort of emerging from the side of the stage, grabbing them and just pouting them at the people in the front row. Tia, unfortunately, was the victim of one of these pouting throws. But unfortunately, it did bounce off her head, but then it landed in my hand. So we did come home with a Counterparts candle. So we did have a souvenir.
Cool.
There was one point as well, and I've got it on camera, where one of the candles gets lobbed into the crowd, someone catches it, and then Brendan goes, "Bite the fucking candle," and then they go straight into just heavy riffage straight away. I can't remember which song it was off the top of my head, but it was just so hard, so sick. Yeah, like I said, we ate some good food, played some mini golf and stuff beforehand, explored everything Digbeth had to offer, and you can see it all on a vlog on the channel very soon. Let's talk about the Download Festival lineup, because apparently it's the full lineup now. Not getting any more bands. So stop asking for Bill Murray.
Yep. Stop asking for Bill Bailey.
I want Bill Bailey. That'd be so sick.
I'm talking to myself.
Stop asking for Bill and Ted.
Should we go see Bill Bailey live if he does a tour?
Stop asking for who else? Bill and Ben the Flower Pot Men.
Oh, that would jam live.
Stop asking for Big Cook, Little Cook.
Oh.
Stop asking for the two monkeys from Jungle Run. Stop asking for Diddy, Dick and Dom.
Two monkeys from Jungle
Run. The statue from Art Attack.
Stop asking for
City and Sweep.
City and Sweep. They're not going to be there.
Sue will be there.
City and Sweep were in the crowd at Dayseeker last year. Do you remember? Moshin.
Were they?
No, some geezer just had it on his hands. Not the actual...
No!
I'm sure that I received information, though, that... did you not notice that after the Friday, City was nowhere to be seen for the rest of the weekend? I think it was just Sweep and Sue.
Wow.
Rip City.
I'm sure I heard somewhere on the grapevine that City did not survive the weekend.
That's a shame.
It was in a K-hole.
That's something you should...
In his tent in a K-hole.
We have what is now the full Download Festival lineup for this year. We have the day splits. We have the stage splits. What's the general kind of opinion?
General kind of
opinion?
Good, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's good.
It's good?
Yeah, I mean, at first I wasn't loving this lineup, but since there's this announcement and seeing it in full with the day splits on the poster, yeah, I'm sold. I do like it. It is very good.
Now, we're probably going to talk through some of these day splits. We won't go for a full Download breakdown right now. We will end up having that as a preview podcast a bit close to time. Probably with some familiar friends that you've seen on the channel with those kind of things before. We can kind of go through some things of note. The first one is I'm looking at the Friday. You see Electric Cobra on there. I feel it is an absolute travesty that they've booked then Baby Metal on the following day and they've not got them together. I feel that is such a missed opportunity. to have like collab live, and it was meant to happen prior. I mean, obviously there could be prior tour dates or things scheduled, but it feels like there could have been some workaround potentially within that.
Make an effort.
Yeah.
The Friday main stage is, I think, impeccable.
I think it's really cool.
Talking about curating a flow and a vibe and a sort of a compact enough sort of environment that allows for a bit of differentiation, but overall, like I feel like with this stage on the Friday, it's very much all roads lead to Limp Bizkit, which is the perfect way to sort of build up to the headliner. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's elements of Limp Bizkit that bleed into Hollywood Undead. There's elements of Limp Bizkit that are in Pendulum. There's elements in obviously Cypress Hill, Electrical. Like, that is the whole point.
Electrical Boy.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's like just sort of the good time vibe.
Yeah,
you know
the fun.
Yeah, it's the most fun day, and I think the most fun stage.
I think as well, the lineup on this stage for the Friday, we often have the discussion of, what bands would we like to see at Download that aren't purely metal, that aren't necessarily a heavy rock band? And a lot of these bands on that stage fit that bill. Cypress Hill, for starters. Pendulum, of course they've played Download a few times before, but a bit of drum and bass. Hollywood Undead, a bit more on the rap side of things.
Yeah.
I think this is a very cleverly designed lineup for this day. It's going to really appeal to day ticket holders, but I think the campers will have a good time as well.
100%. I think the only criticism you could maybe levy at this day is the thought of Pendulum playing in the daylight. But, it is what it is.
Yeah, you could say the same for Callboy as well.
Yeah. Is there another universe where Pendulum are later on, but maybe on the second stage? Sure. But I also think Hailstorm and Daughtry is sort of the 1-2 there, is a very cool alternative that will sort of maybe please a bit of the old heads of Download if they don't want to go to Limp Bizkit. And over to former headliner in Feeder.
Yeah, I was about to make that point. Yeah,
really cool. Really, I mean, it's cool that they're back. They obviously headlined at Download was in a different spot when they headlined, and they were in a different spot in their career. So I don't necessarily want to, I don't like the notion of, look how far they've fallen, blah blah blah. It's just a different landscape now. I think we can just celebrate the fact that Feeder are back. I think that's really cool. I think people forget how much Feeder they know and how much Feeder they like until a Feeder song comes on. You're like, hang on a second.
I remember getting taught.
This
come
got a
back
brand
around on
new
the drums. I remember being taught that.
It's like a Jaguar. I love that song. Was on the Gran Turismo 4 soundtrack.
Oh, sick!
Jeez, throwback.
Feeder are very much like a PS2 soundtrack.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
A few that excite me on this, looking at them, like Paleface Swiss, Silent Planet, Sleep Theory. I've heard so much about that. I feel I need to get into them. Holy Water, Native James after Burn It Down last year.
Yeah. Native James are real ones to watch.
Late Malice, Via Nova. When you kind of start to look into it and break it down, it's very, very exciting, to be honest.
I will say, I like Creeper, but they feel a bit out of place
on that stage
with the bands that they're with.
Yeah, I also feel like they're a bit bigger than that.
Yeah,
I think,
they were main stage when they
they're
played
bigger
last
than
time,
that slot.
weren't they?
They were main stage last time.
They were.
That's interesting. Interesting to note.
As we
Creeper
move on to...
sorry, they're a pretty comfortable Avalanche headliner, aren't they?
Comfortably, yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
Anywho, on to the Saturday.
On to the Saturday, and talking of main stage, I'm very happy to see Landmarks on there. That makes me very, very
I'm really happy with this early start on the main stage here. Thornhill, South Arcade and Landmarks.
That fucking bangs.
Firstly, Thornhill are fucking sick. South Arcade, like a bit of Oxfordshire pride there. Like seeing a band succeed from the area that we live and we've grown up in is so sick.
Yeah.
We can pray potentially for a baby metal set that isn't troubled with weather.
Risky.
That's feels like it could be hit and miss. To finish off on as the main stage, Trivium, because then I am not going and watching Guns N' Roses. I have zero intention of staying around for that. So to me, it'll be looking at the timings between Trivium and the second stage headliner Architects on what I'm seeing last on that day for me.
I think where I predict a struggle for Alex between the Opus stage headliner and the Avalanche headliner. Architects versus the All American
It's
Rejects.
actually no struggle at all.
Oh, really?
All
It's
American
All
Rejects.
American Rejects.
Oh, okay.
100%, man.
What if they clash with Behemoth?
Tricky.
Is that more difficult?
That probably is a bit more difficult. Do you know, like, I've... It's no disrespect to Architects. I've seen them plenty. And I've seen them at my... I don't want to say their peak, but I've seen them at my peak enjoyment of Architects. And it's a treasured memory. I love the All American Rejects. I think they're one of the most underrated and underappreciated bands from their era. You know, you think about who they came up with and the band and the time that they were in, and I think that they don't get the credit they deserve. I think this kind of slot for them is like a small step towards that level of recognition of like, hey, actually, you guys are fucking icons of what you do. And I think the way the rest of that Avalanche stage stacks up that day is fucking sick. You've got sort of the UK up-and-comers in Mouth Culture, and I mean, they're not really up-and-comers anymore, but Hot Milk as the direct support there as well is really, really cool. Returning Marmosettes is a lot of people, like, most anticipated set for that weekend.
Froze Mode. Gassed
Baby.
for that.
You know, it's rare to get up early on any day of download and get down to the arena.
I'm getting up early for that.
Froze Mode to open that stage, I think we got to represent.
Incredible.
Yeah, I think the Avalanche stage on the Saturday, it's difficult because... Listen, we're adults now. We can all say that we're going to enjoy Black Veil Brides because they were good last time.
Oh, we enjoyed them last time,
No,
didn't we?
I
Brother,
still
yes,
will
we
not.
can.
I feel like we went as...
For the memes. But
Yeah, we went for a laugh last time, and then
Yeah.
we were all even being like, yeah, this is quite good, actually.
This is I'm
Yeah.
much enjoying myself.
I'm quite looking forward to some of the Dogtooth, Blood Incantation, Decapitated on there, As Everything Unfolds, Conjurer. Some of those I'm really intrigued to see in particular.
Yeah, that feels a bit of a... I thought As Everything Unfolds were a bit bigger than that.
Hey, I'll take it.
I'll take it, yeah.
I'll
crack
take
on.
it.
New songs from them sound really, really good as well. So
This is a very good day.
It's a very good day.
Sunday. Now, I'm going to recommend something to you now if you haven't seen about it, and it will be the first band seeing on Sunday. Have you heard of Spitting Glass? You have?
Yeah.
Do you know who's in it?
yeah, but we
No, but I'm...
can't.
No,
say
I'm not
that.
outing names, but it's very obvious. I was going to say this is. I'm excited because you've got a mix there between band that has a member from Sleep Token
Oh, he said it
and
now.
a member from Fit for an Autopsy. That's really intriguing because I don't know what kind of music that's going to be.
It's hardcore.
It must be jarring to go from headlining last year to opening the smallest stage the following year. Are they hardcore? Is that what their vibe is?
I think so, yeah.
It sounds like it by the name, but then I can't
He
picture
used,
Joe
he used
Bad's
to be in
vocals.
Pint Glass.
He used to be in Pint Glass. Oh,
Yeah, I
my
knew that.
Christ. I didn't know that.
I'm trying to picture
That
them.
album is fucking...
Joe Bad's vocals from Deathcore Fit for an Autopsy in hardcore.
He might switch up his vibe a bit.
I'm really intrigued to hear how that's going to sound, and this is going to be their festival debut. They're playing like 3 smaller shows in the lead up to it that week. So this will be a kind of a big week, but I'm really intrigued to see that because that's a weird mix, and there's other bands that people have come apart from with that. I don't know what it's going to be.
I think, maybe a download clash first for me.
Okay.
Go on.
Looking at this Sunday, and it's the first time I think the Dogtooth headliner is a potential clash with the main stage headliner,
Sorry, I'm zooming in.
because they usually play at kind of similar times, or at least the ending of the Dogtooth will overlap with the start of the. I want to see Static X really badly.
I'm intrigued.
I'm really excited. I really like their music. It's obviously it's not the same without Wayne, but I think it's one of the most sort of badass ways for a band
Continue
to
as a band.
continue as a band
Yeah.
the way that they have.
To have Zero.
I think a lot of their songs are really cool. Again, like they come from that time of. Obviously, there's the new metal bands that we all think about and we all know, and then there's like the under sort of card of new metal that, again, doesn't get the appreciation. Bands like Static X, Cold Chamber, Kitty, do you know what I mean?
Snot's
All
on
this, Snot again.
Drowning
like, yeah, 100%.
They're on this lineup.
And you know, now that new metal's kind of cool again, I think it's cool that a band like Static X are coming about.
I get that, and the potential clash that you may say with Linkin Park.
I mean, I'm
However,
good. Like,
for me,
we
like
know
this,
the answer. It's gonna be
it has to be Linkin
but-
Park. This is like, I feel like I've been lucky enough to see so many bands that I would count as like bucket list. And Linkin Park are one that sadly never got to see with Chester. I do thoroughly love the new music they've put out. I've really enjoyed it, and I found myself going back to listen to it. And so I'm really excited to see Linkin Park for the first time and listen to the new music, relive old music from kind of growing up with it. That's something for me that I'm extremely excited by. I do hate that they're on the Sunday. I
get it.
I do, because think of it last year with Korn. If it wasn't the last day, the last band were absolutely shattered and exhausted, if they were the Friday or Saturday, I'm going up in that pit. I really, really want to be there at the front for Linkin Park. But I know that I could get to that point. I could be absolutely exhausted.
Talking out your ass, mate, because you moshed for Slipknot and they played Sunday.
That's a different breed, though, isn't it? Slipknot.
Still talking out your ass. Sorry, I don't know why I'm being confrontational. But you know, if you can mosh for Slipknot on a Sunday, you can mosh for Linkin Park on a Sunday. Believe in yourself. That's the way to start.
Yeah, but I'm older now, man.
Hey, Linkin Park are playing on Sunday.
Hey, I'm older now, man.
Yeah,
that was years ago.
Gosh. Listen to your heart.
Listen to the beat.
Listen to the rhythm.
The rhythm on the street.
Oh, what's the drummer's new name?
Colin.
Relating to clashes, I see an opportunity here, James.
I think I know what opportunity you're talking about.
I don't think that Ice Nine Kills are going to clash with anyone that Alex would want to see.
See, I'm going to have to.
I think
I'm going to disagree.
I don't think Alex is going to have any reason not to see Ice Nine Kills.
I'm going to disagree because maybe there might be some clash with Let Live.
I think.
Also, I'm sorry, I'm just not going. I'm just not going. Ice Nine Kills. Sorry, Tia, cover your ears. They're dog shit.
You're going.
I'm not going.
Song.
You don't know. You've not seen them.
I'm not going.
One song.
I'm not going. I'll walk back to camp. I'm not going.
Everyone in the comments and the Ragamuffin Club, peer pressure, Alex.
No, there is no amount of peer pressure that will get me to watch a shred of it.
If we get
no.
If we get to 2,000 subscribers before we go to download, Alex will see Ice Nine Kills.
No, fuck no. 3,000. That's
all right.
If we get to 3,000 subscribers, yeah, fine. I'll go and I'll watch one song.
Ice Nine Kills, or the Ravens or Crows night footage goes out public.
I would rather that goes public. I'm not embarrassed by that. You all told me that I was funny, so. Well, no, I think I'd rather be at Tom Morello. I'd rather be at Dinosaur Park. I'd rather be stuck. I'll tell you what. I would rather go and sit in a portaloo for the entire duration of their set. On a Sunday.
What if it's really hot?
Yeah, I'm telling you. There is no amount of peer pressure. 3,000 subscribers or I'm not doing it.
We're taking into it, aren't we?
No, you're not.
Yeah.
There's no amount of peer pressure that will get me to an Ice Nine Kills set.
If that's what you think.
Sorry.
Well,
there's no amount.
We can do it.
We'll chat after Dan. We'll figure out a plan.
What are you going to do?
So Kubla Khan are on the bill as well as Unpeople opening up that main stage as I'm going to move on.
Which is massive, by the way.
That's
I love
huge.
That.
That's huge.
Do you remember
that is a
earlier,
1-2. And
It's
also
cool.
Bloodywood on there.
But do you remember when we talked about the Friday having flow and direction and vibe? What's going on Sunday?
It does feel a bit chaotic.
It feels like they booked pretty good flow on Friday, a decent flow on Saturday, and then they went, oh, we've got a bit of a mixed bag.
You know that meme that's like a drawing of a horse?
Yeah. And that's not in terms of quality of bands, but in terms of the group,
the cohesiveness of the lineup.
The
but
fun
that's fine.
It's
I mean,
fine.
I'm happy with that. I think it's interesting that Data Remember are headlining the Opus stage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised that they've accepted that booking. I always feel like they're above that, and that the next move from them would be from being sub-headliner 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
For who?
Can't remember.
23.
For who, Jeff?
There's been a Data Remember
Chris
sub-headliner
Tomorrow?
slot, but
23.
Anyway, yeah, from them going from like sub-headliner material to headlining the second stage, I always felt like if they returned to downloads, the next time they'd be headlining. So I don't think it's offensive for them.
No.
It's still a great slot.
I will also say
it's unusual.
A Data Remember and Mastodon pairing confuses me.
It's cool though.
That does confuse me.
It was 22 and they sub-headlined for Kiss.
There you go.
Yeah.
hey, if we got time, we can go watch Keanu Reeves play bass in Dogstar.
This
That'd be cool.
I just want to revert back to
Hey, it's John Wick.
to the
Ice Nine Kills
previous,
conversation.
the previous point. It brings up a question that I'm sort of been struggling with: is like, what is the more prestigious spot? To be a headliner of the second stage or to sub main stage? Because Architects have done the same as A Day to Remember. They subbed for Brim of the Horizon in 2023. They've come back, and do we view that as a step down to be the second stage headliner?
I kind of see it as an equal par.
Is it? Yeah, it's just.
I kind of
I just think it's interesting to think about. You know what I mean?
It's probably technically equal, but I think a lot of bands would probably view it as a step down.
Yeah, like what's your perception as the band or as a fan? Do you think that your band has been demoted?
As a fan, I think it's great because you're going to get probably a longer set from them.
Yeah,
as a headline set.
But then you're not playing to as many people because you're not on the main stage.
Yeah,
tough one.
It is tough, and your logo's a bit further down.
Yeah,
on the poster.
But, like, A Day to Remember are bigger than Bad Omens, right?
I feel like.
Well, that's where, while we're talking about headliners, I think Bad Omens have a really good opportunity here to cement themselves as future headliners. If they can pull a good crowd and put on a good show, because they've been away from Download for a few years.
They were meant to be a couple of years ago, and they were
ago.
second stage headliner.
Yeah, they've now been put in the sub headliner slot. So again, the only way from here it feels is up, and if they can put on a good show and release a strong enough album, maybe they're future potential headliners.
I've got to give them another try because I've found them quite boring on record. Apologies, people.
So far, I felt like that they're just fine. I
Octane Core.
They're the fourth horseman of Octane Core.
We mentioned them earlier.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I understand why people like them. I think they are a very good band.
They're very accessible.
They're sort of the Coldplay of metalcore, aren't they? That's not controversial.
Let us know if you agree with that. That's just a mad comparison, though. But I kind of
No, as in
agree.
just like you sort of can't believe that many people go to see Coldplay. They did how many nights at Wembley? Do you know what I mean? That's the sort of thing. It's like there are that many people that listen to Bad Omens. Really? Fair enough. You crack on. Enjoy what you enjoy. But I think that's sort of a fair comparison.
But I do like Yellow, though.
I don't know anyone that I like...
I do like Death of Peace of Mind.
I like the... I don't want to know what you're doing. I can't think what the fucking song's called. It's hard enough being alone with myself. Like a Villain. I like that song. Yeah. Everyone likes Yellow. Everyone likes Like a Villain. See, the comparisons are there. Charismatic frontman. Is Chris Martin charismatic?
He's
married Gwyneth
Paltrow. More of a
Paltrow.
dick, isn't he?
I don't know. Is he a dick?
I think he's probably alright.
I think he's pretty sound, actually.
Yeah.
I think he's probably alright.
Go on, Scooter.
Yeah, Scooter are playing the Avalanche stage.
The same thing you have for this.
Sorry, I don't like it. Sorry.
The same thing you have for this is kind of why I'm like, I didn't want Linkin Park there, because like people are going to go and want to have a good time at Scooter. And again, it's the last day.
On a Sunday, though.
Yeah. It just doesn't make sense.
On the Sabbath day.
I don't want to be like...
Also, it should be in Doghouse.
Ozzy wouldn't be down for this.
It should be in Doghouse.
I don't want to sound like a battle jacket wearing, camping chair, fucking download old fart. But like...
Can someone make a mock-up of that with his face on, please?
But there's a part of me that feels like this is just taking the spot of a band that... Like Scooter, yeah, hoo-ha, good fun. Wasn't the Venga Boys voice so fun last year? Yeah, cool. Do it in the Doghouse then.
Yeah. Also, it's a step down from Venga Boys.
Yeah, I don't even know any. I mean, maybe if you played me a Scooter song, I might.
Yeah, you don't if you heard them,
but like on a Sunday, at Download after it's probably fucking rained because of Baby Metal.
No, they're a logo band. It should be good weather. Based on the theory.
I don't know. I just think that
it
should have been in the Doghouse.
I agree.
But if you're going to commit to an Avalanche day, just do it on the Friday when everyone's fresh.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
And I understand maybe, obviously bands do sort of a festival run and they're available whatever day they're available, blah, blah, blah. But I don't vibe with it.
Let Live, then Scooter.
Let Live, then Scooter. What are we doing?
This is a really good lineup. The new additions really just complete it and make all the pieces fit together and make the bigger picture much more clearer. Apart from Main Stage Sunday.
In order to wrap this up, seeing as we now have the day splits, which day are you most excited by, Alex?
Friday.
Why?
Limp Bizkit.
Just that on its own.
Mate, one of the most fun sets
Zooming
I've
in
ever
now.
seen. One of the most fun sets I've ever seen was Bizkit at Download a few years ago. They could be the only band I watched that day, and it'd probably still be the best day.
I have to disagree.
It's so sick to have a band, you know, that people fucking laughed at for years of their career. Finally, actually have, you know, almost like an entirely new generation kind of swoop in and go, actually, we fucking love this. Crack on.
My generation.
My generation. Do you know what? He was ahead of his time. Because he was talking about my generation. Not his, mine.
I would say, despite the headline of the day, I would say Saturday. Trivium, Baby Metal, Landmarks, Thornhill, Architects. We Came as Romans, Drowning Pool, Snot. Even For You, All American Rejects, Froze Mode, Mouth Culture, Decapitated. As Everything Unfolds, I feel there's so much on that Saturday. I think that's the most stacked day for me personally.
I think subjectively the Friday is probably the strongest and most interesting day. But for me personally, I think there's more bands for me on the Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So we've all picked a
look at
different
that.
day.
We've all got a different
That's
day.
genuine as well, people.
Who's right?
Me drawing
Friday,
attention to it is probably
Friday,
the
Saturday,
thing.
or Sunday?
Just like up and down the bill, like across different stages. There's Dinosaur Pile Up and Let Live on the Avalanche stage. We've got A Day to Remember, The Plot in You, Throne as well, which we've kind of glazed over a bit on the Opus stage. And then on the main stage, People opening, Kublai Khan, Bad Omens, who I think, for what we say about them and think of them, I think they're going to be wicked. And
Just notice boundaries in there.
my first chance to see Linkin Park as well.
Yes, boy.
Just notice
I
boundaries
think
on
it's gonna be
Dogtooth.
sick.
Either way, I think it's fair to say we're all pretty excited for Download.
Yeah.
Again, you can look back at our previous years'
Yeah,
vlogs
I'm
on
probably
the channel.
going to get home this evening and watch some of our previous vlogs.
Yeah,
Oh,
get excited,
that's
relive the
sweet.
memories.
Yeah, I'll do that as well.
Shall I just come to
Yeah.
yours?
Yeah, let's have a little watch party.
And now to end,
A song.
Or 3. It's Ragamuffin FM. This is the playlist we update every 2 weeks along with this podcast. It's a glimpse into what we're enjoying at the moment, where we give you 5 songs each, but for now, just one to wet the whistle. I'll go first this time. I said earlier I'm on a Lamb of God binge, and I have to represent with what is currently my favourite Lamb of God song. Do you want to hazard a guess?
see, currently, usually, if you just say your favourite Lamb of God song, I would say it would be Descending, because I know you.
You would be correct. Usually that is my favourite Lamb of God song.
I don't know, you have to tell me.
Currently, it is still Echoes.
That is a banger. to start
My
that
third
album.
favourite is More Time to Kill.
For me, I've been on a Wage War binge leading up to the song. My favourite song by them, do you know what that is?
Southbound.
Yes. Southbound, it fucking rips, it's sick.
I'm going to pick a song by a band called Rat Boys, Light Night Mountains, All That. They're a bit of like an emo indie Americana kind of band. Similar in some ways to West Side Cowboy, who I was drumming on about in the last episode. They've recently released a new album, and it's very cool, and that is a song from it that I like.
Nice one. Well,
Another happy landing?
I beat you to it, but yes, it is another happy landing.
Do it.
Thank you again for your time. What
You
am
know
I
what to say
saying?
now, I've stolen that from you.
We'll book in another appointment for about 2 weeks' time.
2 weeks' time. In the meantime, you can join the Ragamuffin Club. It's our Facebook community that we have created to allow us to all sort of talk to each other. It's fun, free, friendly, fucking awesome, and free. So crack on, join us.
Subscribe, like, comment down below, all that kind of stuff. Look back at old vlogs. We've got new vlogs and stuff coming.
If you're thinking to yourself, Download Festival,
What is it?
what is it like?
Huh?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of
First
first
timers, I
timers
believe, this
potentially
year.
going this year.
First-timers,
So if
but
it is your first time, check out our vlogs and you can see what it's all about. And hit us up in the comments if you want any hints and tips and stuff. We will do our best to help you.
Next time, it's a funny number.
Next time it's a funny number.
Nice.
Nice. We'll see you then.